My name is Matt Rich. I'm the senior pastor here at Unity Presbyterian Church, and I want to welcome you to this week's edition of Life Together. This coming Sunday is December the 24th. It is Christmas Eve, and we are looking forward to a full and wonderful opportunity to be gathered together all day to celebrate the wondrous gift that we have received, the gift of Jesus Christ, God's self with us. Born as a child in Bethlehem and born again in our hearts, in our lives, into this world of transformation and change, that we might know the fullness of God's presence with us. So come and join us this Sunday as we celebrate this wondrous gift. We'll begin at 8:45 in the morning here in the sanctuary for our fourth Sunday of Advent service. We'll take a final quick look at that genealogy of Jesus in the first chapter of Matthew. We'll actually look at it more through the lens of the 11th chapter to the letter of Hebrews, as a way to think about all of those names and stories that we don't even know, and most of whose names we cannot even pronounce. Perhaps there's a place for you and for I to find our story joined to God's story in all of those other names, not the heroes of the faith, but regular folks like you and me. How essential we are to this grand story of God as well. So we'll think about that together at 8:45 in the morning on Sunday. The 11 a.m. service will also be here in the sanctuary. This is the service particularly designed to be full of energy, participation, and an opportunity for families and children to come and celebrate Christmas Eve together. Like I said, participation. You will have an opportunity to be a part of the retelling of this story. So be sure to pick up an item like a mask as you come in the sanctuary that morning. And we're looking forward to a wonderful, full, and great opportunity to worship God and to celebrate this gift that God has given us with high energy and excitement and a faithful, participatory retelling of the Christmas story. Again, 11 a.m. here in the sanctuary. We'll gather back at 4 o'clock and at 6 o'clock. Those services will be largely identical. You'll have communion, you'll have special music, and you'll have candlelight. In addition to scripture readings, a short homily from me, thinking about how there is room for every story as a part of God's amazing story. So come hear the Christmas story again with music, with candlelight, with communion at 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. here in the sanctuary for traditional Christmas Eve worship services here. And then finally, we are bringing back a service that has not been here at Unity for many years. This is the 11 p.m. Candlelight Service that we will conclude our Christmas Eve services with. Again, 11 p.m. we'll gather here in the sanctuary. This is primarily a lessons and carols service. We'll read the scriptural story, we'll reflect in singing verses from familiar carols, and then conclude that service with a time of candlelight and silent night. It's going to be a marvelous day of worship for us. Once again, 8:45 in the morning, 11 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 6 p.m. is that afternoon or evening, and then 11 p.m. as an evening night service for us on Christmas Eve. So come and join us for one, for many, for all of those worship services as we celebrate Christmas Eve together. I want you to know that there will be nursery care available at all of those services except for 11 p.m. I suspect the kids will be at home asleep by that point, but we'll have nursery care available for our youngest children at all of those services, 8:45 through the 6 p.m. service as well. So come and join us Christmas Eve. It's going to be a marvelous and wondrous day. A tradition that we have developed here at Unity over the last several years as well is a single 10 a.m. service that will happen on the Sunday after Christmas. So that's December the 31st. So look ahead to the next week. Pastor Molly will be leading that service for us, and you'll hear more about that in the next video. But just know that that service will be a single 10 a.m. service, casual dress, another opportunity just to reflect on the wondrous gifts that we have received as we finish out this season of Advent and Christmas together. Looking into the new year, we'll ordain and install our new officers, celebrate communion on January the 7th. So that'll be another marvelous and wonderful service to be a part of. So mark your calendars for that one too. couple just final reminders about this Advent and Christmas season. Thank you for your wondrous gifts of honorariums, memorials, other gifts that we recognize and celebrate during this season of the year. December is always one of those seasons that we receive amazing and wonderful generosity from the congregation. And we thank you for the ways in which you set us up for new ministry that happens in the year to come. So thank you for that, and thank you for your generosity and your faith. Finally, also, the Unity Post, opportunity to share Christmas cards with one another, continues to be up in the hallway in the narthex. If you've not checked those boxes to see if you've received cards, this week would be a great week to do so. And there's still time for you to share cards with one another using the Unity Post as well. My friends, God is doing such amazing and wondrous things. From generation to generation, we know God's gifts and God's blessings in our midst. There is room for you. There's room for every story to be a part of God's unfolding story here at Unity Presbyterian Church. God bless you, and we'll look forward to seeing you Sunday.